Welcome back to the channel, US Rare Coins News, Top 1. Wait, are you telling me a dirty old state quarter from 2001 could secretly be worth thousands of dollars right now? Imagine digging through your pocket change, spotting a scratched-up Vermont quarter, and realizing that tiny little coin could pay your rent. Sounds fake, right? But collectors are going absolutely crazy over certain 2001 Washington state quarters, especially rare Vermont errors most people spend without even looking. The crazy part is, this coin doesn't look special at first glance. It's just another state quarter with trees, mountains, and syrup vibes stamped onto the back. Most people toss it into vending machines without thinking twice, but hidden among millions of normal coins are a few rare versions that collectors would fight to own, and some have sold for shocking amounts online. A few years ago, a man in Ohio was cleaning out his truck cup holder before trading it in. Pennies, gum wrappers, random quarters, nothing exciting, until one coin caught his eye, a 2001 Vermont state quarter that looked slightly off under the light. He almost spent it on coffee that morning, but instead he posted photos in a coin forum, and collectors instantly flooded the comments. Because what he had wasn't normal at all, it was a rare mint error coin, and after grading, it reportedly sold for thousands of dollars. Now here's where this gets wild. The 2001 Vermont quarter already stands out because of its beautiful design. You've got the maple trees, Camel's Hump Mountain in the background, and the sap buckets hanging from the trees. It looks peaceful, simple, harmless, but certain error versions hide tiny details that can turn this ordinary quarter into a treasure. The first thing you need to check is the date and mint mark. Look closely near George Washington's ponytail on the front of the coin. If you see a tiny P or D under the year 2001, pay attention, because some Denver and Philadelphia minted coins were struck with major mistakes collectors love. Now grab your phone flashlight, tilt the coin slowly under the light, and look for doubling. This is where the letters or numbers look slightly duplicated, almost like a blurry shadow, especially around United States of America or Liberty. If you spot that doubling effect, your heart might start racing, because double die errors can sell for serious money. But that's not even the biggest thing. The real jackpot is the off-center strike error, and these are insane. Imagine the quarter design shifted sideways, leaving part of the coin blank. It looks like the machine messed up halfway through minting it, because it did, and collectors absolutely love dramatic errors like this. Some off-center Vermont quarters have sold for hundreds, even thousands, depending on condition. And here's another detail almost nobody checks: the edge of the coin. Yes, the edge. Some rare quarters were struck on the wrong metal planchet, meaning the coin color may look strange, slightly gold, dull gray, or thinner than normal. If your Vermont quarter feels weird compared to other quarters, do not ignore it. The scary part is how many people miss these coins every single day. Cashiers hand them out, kids spend them at arcades, people dump them into Coinstar machines, without realizing they might be throwing away a tiny fortune. And because collectors are constantly hunting for the best condition examples, the value keeps climbing. Now condition matters big time. If your coin still has sharp details, strong shine, and very little scratching, collectors call that high grade, and high grade state quarters can explode in value, especially with rare errors attached. A regular worn Vermont quarter may only be worth 25 cents, but the right error in near perfect condition could change everything. Here's exactly what you should do right now. Grab every 2001 Vermont quarter you can find, check the front for doubling, inspect the back for shifted designs, look for strange coloring or blank areas, then compare the coin carefully under bright light, because the tiniest mistake could mean the difference between pocket change and a payday. And listen closely, these rare error coins are getting harder to find every year. Collectors pull them from circulation fast, meaning the chances of finding one in everyday change are shrinking, which is exactly why you need to check now before someone else finds it first. So tonight, before you ignore that pile of coins on your dresser, take another look at those 2001 Vermont quarters, because one tiny minting mistake could turn an ordinary 25-cent coin into the craziest treasure hunt of your life. And if you think this coin is shocking, wait until you hear about the state quarter with a mistake so rare. One collector called it the $1 million ghost error, and almost nobody knows it exists. Subscribe right now because that story is coming next, and trust me, you do not want to miss it. Top 2, you're not going to believe this. a beat-up 2006 Nevada state quarter pulled from a gas station cash register was later valued at thousands of dollars. Seriously, a quarter most people wouldn't even bend down to pick up. At first glance, the 2006 Nevada Washington state quarter looks completely ordinary, dusty silver color, a few scratches, maybe hiding in your car cup holder right now, but hidden among millions of these coins are a few ultra-rare versions collectors are desperately hunting for, and some people have accidentally spent them without ever knowing. Picture this: late at night in Las Vegas, a casino worker empties his pockets after a long shift, loose quarters, receipts, nothing exciting, until one Nevada quarter catches his eye because the design looks strange under the kitchen light. He almost tossed it into a jar and forgot about it forever, but instead he uploaded photos online, and coin collectors lost their minds. Because what he found wasn't just another state quarter, it was a rare mint error, the kind of mistake that can turn pocket change into a four-figure payday almost overnight, and after getting the coin professionally graded, reports say it sold for thousands to a serious collector who had been searching for one for years. Now if you've never looked closely at the Nevada quarter before, here's what makes it unforgettable. On the back you'll see wild Mustangs racing across the desert, mountains in the background, and sagebrush below them. It looks beautiful, almost cinematic, but somewhere among these coins are tiny hidden mistakes most people never notice. And those mistakes are exactly why collectors are obsessed with this quarter right now. The first thing you need to check is the mint mark near Washington's ponytail on the front of the coin. Look carefully for a tiny P or D next to the year 2006, because certain Denver and Philadelphia minted quarters are the ones linked to the most valuable errors. Now here's where the treasure hunt begins. Grab your phone flashlight, tilt the coin slowly under bright light, and stare closely at the words "Liberty" and "In God We Trust." If the letters look doubled, blurry, or shadowed, you may have found a double die error, and collectors pay big money for strong doubling. But wait, there's an even crazier version, the off-center strike, and these look absolutely insane. Imagine the design stamped crooked, part of the quarter missing, with a blank silver crescent showing around the edge. It almost looks fake at first glance, but that minting mistake is exactly what makes collectors go wild. Some people think damaged coins are worthless, and that's the dangerous mistake, because rare minting errors often look wrong or broken to normal people, which means valuable coins get ignored every single day. And here's something most people never check: the horse details on the back. Yes, the horses. On some rare Nevada quarters, the strike quality created strange raised lines, missing details, or dramatic die cracks near the Mustangs, tiny minting flaws that serious collectors absolutely love. Imagine finding one of those in your spare change tonight, a coin you almost used at a vending machine suddenly becoming the star of a collector auction. Sounds impossible, until you realize it's already happened before. Now condition is everything. If your Nevada quarter still has sharp edges, strong shine, and clean surfaces without heavy wear, the value can jump fast, especially when combined with a rare error. Collectors want the cleanest examples possible, and competition gets intense when one appears for sale. So here's exactly what you need to do right now: dump out your loose change, separate every 2006 Nevada quarter you can find, check the lettering for doubling, inspect the edges for off-center strikes, look closely at the horses and background for cracks or missing details, and compare each coin carefully under bright light, because one tiny mistake could change the value completely. The scary part is how rare these error coins are becoming. Every year more get pulled out of circulation by collectors, locked away in private collections, meaning fewer remain out there waiting to be discovered, and some experts believe the best examples could become even more valuable over time. So before you ignore that random quarter sitting on your dresser tonight, take another look at it, because your ordinary-looking Nevada state quarter could secretly be one of the rarest coins you've ever touched. And trust me, this is nothing compared to the next coin, because there's another state quarter with a minting error so bizarre, collectors once thought it shouldn't even exist, and one example reportedly shocked the coin world with an unbelievable price. Subscribe right now, because that story is coming next, and you seriously need to see it to believe it. Top 3, hold on. Are you seriously telling me a dirty 2007 Montana state quarter could secretly be worth more than a brand new car? Most people see this coin and think absolutely nothing of it, but collectors know a shocking secret hiding in a few rare versions of this quarter, and once you see it, you'll never look at pocket change the same way again. The crazy thing is, the 2007 Montana-Washington State quarter looks completely normal at first, worn silver color, maybe scratched from years of circulation, probably buried in a couch cushion somewhere right now, but hidden among millions of ordinary quarters are rare mint errors collectors would pay huge money to own. And one of the wildest discoveries happened completely by accident. A retired truck driver in Texas stopped at a roadside diner, got change for a 20, and tossed the quarters into his dashboard tray without even looking. Weeks later, while cleaning out his truck, he noticed one Montana quarter looked strange under the sunlight. Something about the strike felt off. At first he thought it was damaged, maybe bent or defective, but after showing it to a local coin dealer, everything changed, because that tiny quarter turned out to be a rare minting error collectors had been searching for, and after getting authenticated, reports say the coin sold for thousands of dollars at auction, all from a coin he almost spent on coffee and fries. Now take a close look at the Montana quarter itself. On the back you'll see a massive bison skull floating over a rugged landscape, with mountains stretching into the background, the words, "Big Sky Country," stamped proudly above. It looks bold, powerful, almost cinematic, but hidden inside some of these coins are tiny mistakes that can completely change their value. Here's the first thing you need to check. Flip the coin over to the front and look near the year 2007, right beside Washington's ponytail you'll see a tiny mint mark, either a P for Philadelphia or D for Denver. Certain versions from these mints are linked to valuable strike errors collectors obsess over. Now grab your phone flashlight right now, seriously, because this next detail is where things get exciting. Tilt the coin slowly under bright light and inspect the lettering, especially Liberty and United States of America. If the letters appear doubled, stretched, or slightly blurry like a shadow, you may have found a double die error, and some of these have sold for jaw-dropping prices. But wait until you hear about the off-center strike errors. These coins look absolutely insane. Imagine the design stamped crooked, part of the image missing, with a blank silver curve on one side of the coin. Most people think it's junk, but collectors see pure treasure. And here's where people miss fortunes every day. They assume damaged-looking coins are worthless, so they spend them immediately, not realizing minting mistakes are exactly what makes certain quarters valuable. Now check the bison skull carefully on the back. This part matters big time. Some rare Montana quarters show unusual die cracks, raised metal lines, or missing details around the skull and mountains, tiny flaws created during the minting process that serious collectors hunt for like buried treasure. Imagine sitting at your kitchen table tonight, sorting through loose change, then suddenly spotting one strange little detail that turns an ordinary quarter into a collector's dream. That's exactly how these discoveries happen, not in museums, not in secret vaults, but in regular everyday pockets and coin jars. Condition matters too, and this is where values can explode. If your Montana quarter still has sharp edges, bright luster, and almost no wear, collectors call that high grade. Combine that with a rare error and suddenly you're looking at a coin that could be worth hundreds, sometimes even thousands. So here's exactly what you need to do. Dump your quarters onto a table, separate every 2007 Montana coin you can find, inspect the lettering under bright light, check for off-center designs, look closely at the bison skull for strange raised lines or missing details, and don't ignore coins that look unusual or damaged, because those are often the most valuable of all. The scary part is how rare these coins are becoming now. Collectors pull valuable errors out of circulation every single year, locking them away in private collections forever, which means the odds of finding one in everyday change keep getting smaller and smaller. So before you spend another quarter at a gas station or vending machine, stop and look carefully, because the 2007 Montana State quarter hiding in your pocket right now could secretly be worth a small fortune, and you'd never know unless you checked. And trust me, this is only the beginning, because there's another state quarter so rare, so bizarre, that collectors once believed the mint should never have released it at all, and one example reportedly stunned the coin world with an unbelievable value. Subscribe right now, because the next story might reveal the rarest quarter you've ever seen. Top 4. Wait, are you telling me a dirty old Louisiana quarter from 2002 could secretly be worth thousands of dollars right now? Most people spend this coin without even looking twice at it, but hidden among ordinary pocket change are a few rare Louisiana quarters collectors are desperately trying to find, and some people unknowingly gave them away for just 25 cents. At first glance, the 2002 Louisiana Washington State quarter looks completely normal, worn silver edges, scratches from years in circulation, maybe sitting in your kitchen drawer right now beside loose batteries and receipts, but a few rare versions of this coin contain minting mistakes so unusual that collectors have paid shocking amounts to own them. And one unbelievable discovery happened in the most ordinary way possible. A woman in Louisiana was counting laundry money late one night, just quarters stacked on the table, nothing exciting, until one coin reflected strangely under the lamp. The design looked slightly crooked, almost blurry. She nearly tossed it into the washing machine fund and forgot about it forever, but her son convinced her to search the coin online first, and within hours, collectors were messaging non-stop asking if the quarter was for sale, because what she had found wasn't ordinary at all. It was a rare mint-era Louisiana quarter, and after professional grading, reports say it sold for thousands of dollars, from a coin hiding in a laundry jar. Now if you've never seen the Louisiana quarter closely before, here's what makes it unforgettable. The back of the coin features a pelican, a trumpet, and the outline of the Louisiana Purchase territory. It almost feels like jazz music frozen into metal. Beautiful design, rich history, but hidden in a few of these quarters are tiny flaws that can completely transform the value. The first thing you need to do is flip the coin to the front and check the mint mark near Washington's ponytail. Look carefully for a tiny P or D beside the year 2002, because some of the most valuable Louisiana quarters came from specific mint batches where errors slipped through unnoticed. Now grab your flashlight or phone light and tilt the coin slowly, because this next detail is where people either miss a fortune, or discover one. Look closely at the words, Liberty, and, In God We Trust. If the letters appear doubled, fuzzy, or shadowed like they were stamped twice, you may be holding a double die error, and collectors love these. But things get even crazier with off-center strikes, and these coins look unbelievable. Imagine the design shifted to one side, leaving part of the quarter blank, almost like the minting machine missed its target completely. Most people think coins like this are damaged junk, but collectors see treasure, and some dramatic off-center Louisiana quarters have sold for huge money. And here's something hardly anyone checks, the trumpet and pelican details on the back. Yes, seriously, on certain rare examples, you can spot die cracks, raised metal lines, or strange missing details around the trumpet or bird, tiny flaws created during the minting process that make collectors go absolutely crazy. The scary thing is how easily these coins get overlooked. People dump them into parking meters, vending machines, casino slots, never realizing they might be spending a coin worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Now let's talk about condition, because this changes everything. If your Louisiana quarter still has sharp details, strong shine, and very few scratches, the value can jump dramatically, especially when paired with a rare minting error. Collectors compete fiercely for clean high-grade examples because so many circulating coins are heavily worn now. So here's exactly what you need to do tonight. Empty your coin jars, search every 2002 Louisiana quarter you can find, inspect the lettering carefully under bright light, look for doubling, crooked strikes, strange raised lines, or unusual missing details around the pelican and trumpet, and never ignore a coin just because it looks weird, because weird is exactly what collectors pay for. And here's why this matters right now. Every year more rare era quarters disappear from circulation forever. Collectors pull them out and seal them away in private collections, which means the odds of finding one in everyday change are shrinking fast. Imagine finding one before everyone else does. Imagine realizing the quarter sitting forgotten in your drawer for 20 years was secretly a hidden treasure the whole time. Sounds impossible, until it happens to you. And trust me, this Louisiana quarter is only the beginning, because there's another state quarter with a minting error so strange. Some collectors thought it was fake when they first saw it, until one example reportedly sold for an absolutely unbelievable amount. Subscribe right now, because the next coin might be the rarest state quarter ever discovered. Top 5, wait, a beat-up 1999 Connecticut quarter could actually be worth more than a stack of $100 bills. Sounds impossible, right, but collectors have gone absolutely crazy over certain rare Connecticut state quarters, and some people unknowingly spent them on soda machines without realizing what they had. The wildest part is, this coin looks completely ordinary at first glance: scratched silver color, faded edges, maybe hiding under your couch cushions right now, but hidden among millions of normal Connecticut quarters are rare minting mistakes that turned a simple 25-cent coin into a collector's dream. One of the craziest stories started at a small flea market in Pennsylvania. An older man bought a handful of loose quarters as part of a junk coin bag for almost nothing, just random change, nothing exciting, until later that night he noticed one 1999 Connecticut quarter looked strangely shiny under the lamp, and the design seemed slightly doubled. At first he thought his eyes were playing tricks on him, but after posting close-up photos online, coin collectors started flooding his messages, because what he had found was believed to be a rare double-die Connecticut quarter, a minting mistake almost nobody notices unless they look very closely, and after professional grading, reports say the coin sold for thousands of dollars, from a flea market junk bag. Now if you've never looked carefully at the Connecticut quarter before, here's what makes it unforgettable. On the back you'll see the famous charter oak tree, huge twisting branches spreading across the coin like something from an old American legend. The details are beautiful, almost haunting, but hidden inside certain versions are tiny flaws collectors are desperate to find. Here's the first thing you need to do: flip the coin to the front and look near the year 1999 beside Washington's ponytail. You'll see a tiny mint mark, either P for Philadelphia or D for Denver, and certain batches from these mints are linked to valuable errors that slipped into circulation. Now grab a flashlight or hold the coin under bright kitchen lighting, because this next step is where treasure hunters get excited. Slowly tilt the coin back and forth and inspect the words "Liberty" and "In God We Trust." If the letters look doubled, blurry, or shadowed like they were stamped twice, your heart might start pounding, because double die errors can be worth serious money. But wait until you hear about off-center strike errors. These coins look completely insane. Imagine the entire design stamped slightly sideways, leaving part of the coin blank and unfinished. Most people think coins like this are damaged garbage, but collectors see them as hidden treasures, and dramatic off-center Connecticut quarters have sold for jaw-dropping prices. And here's something almost nobody checks: the branches of the charter oak tree. Yes, seriously, some rare quarters show strange raised lines, die cracks, or missing leaf details caused during the minting process, tiny flaws most people never notice, but collectors absolutely obsess over. The scary thing is how easily these coins get missed every single day. People throw them into tip jars, spend them at gas stations, or dump them into coin counting machines, never realizing they could be handing away a small fortune. And condition changes everything. If your Connecticut quarter still has strong shine, sharp tree details, and very little wear, the value can skyrocket, especially if it has a visible mint error. Collectors pay the biggest money for high-grade examples because finding clean older state quarters is getting harder every year. So here's exactly what you need to do tonight: empty every coin jar you own, pull out all the 1999 Connecticut quarters, inspect the lettering closely under bright light, look for doubling, off-center strikes, raised lines near the tree branches, or anything that looks unusual, because sometimes the strangest looking coins are the most valuable. And this is where things get urgent. Every year collectors remove more rare error quarters from circulation forever, sealing them away in private collections, which means fewer remain hidden in everyday pocket change, and the longer people wait to check, the lower the chances become of finding one. Imagine discovering that the dusty old quarter sitting in your drawer for decades was secretly worth hundreds, maybe even thousands, all because of one tiny minting mistake nobody else noticed. And trust me, this Connecticut quarter is nothing compared to what's coming next, because there's another state quarter with an error so bizarre, collectors once thought it should never have escaped the U.S. Mint at all, and one example reportedly sold for an amount so shocking, people still argue about it today. Subscribe right now, because the next coin story might completely change the way you see pocket change forever.